Welcome passengers, Mega Sim here. Roadmap February update. That's right, we know that it was moved. Sorry, I just ran up some stairs. I'm still at work in the Lake District and I've just run like a couple of stairs because I was like, there's the news article, quick! So we know that it was delayed by a week because we had the Festival of Rail at the weekend. That was fantastic. Also with the news article, we've got some of the footage and the pictures from that. From the new American update that's coming soon. But anyway, February update. Too long, didn't read. Let's go through that first and then we'll go from there. Quick summary for those who don't want to go through the whole article. There are more details on all these points within the roadmap. So the new stuff. Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton. Coming Tuesday, 21st of Feb. There's a developer deep dive on the pulse code cab signaling system used on the route. Union Pacific Collection, Heritage Collection, again Tuesday 21st. Coming with an upgrade to Sherman Hill route with new skies and new lighting. Amtrak's Acela, coming with an upgrade to Boston Providence route, new signals, new skies, new lighting. So remember, the Acela Express is a DLC loco that's going to be coming. The Niedertalbahn, the Bad Vilbel Stockheim by TSG, that's coming. The Linker Rheinstrecke Mainz to Koblenz, that's the one that was like left Rhine, wasn't it? Midland Mainline Leicester to Derby and Nottingham, developed by Skyhook Games. Peak Forest, Ambergate to Chinley and Buxton. And then more news on Add-ons Manager, the end is in sight, ScotRail Edinburgh to Glasgow update. And the red light improvements coming with the new or the next patch update. So the roadmap, well, that was a bit exciting, wasn't it? In case you missed it, last Sunday there was the first TrainSimWorld Spring Summit and revealed, well, a lot of things. And if you do want to watch that, go and watch it on YouTube. So reminding of what we've got planned, or they've got planned in the summit section below, and some more information at this stage. So it's going to be a fun few months. However, on top of all this shiny new stuff, they haven't forgotten about some of the things they've been promising. This month, they've also got positive updates for us on the Add-ons Manager, as well as news on the HST Livery Designer functionality, Spirit of Steam SPADs, dispatcher improvements, and an update from Rivet on post-Edinburgh Glasgow route improvements. There's also a developer deep dive into how the new pulse code system will help with US passenger routes, including the upcoming Northeast Corridor route, which is well worth a read. And you thought the roadmaps were going to be shorter in 2023? Yeah, it can't be helped when there's so much good stuff that's going on. So let's get started. So TrainSimWorld Spring Summit announcements. Well, we had Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton. So coming out on Tuesday, 21st of Feb, alongside Amtrak's Acela and the Union Pacific Heritage Bundle. This will take us on a journey from New York Penn to Trenton, New Jersey, featuring the all-new NJ Transit ALP 46 with multi-levels, and the return of the ACS 64. This time with the much-anticipated Metroliner cab car in tow, which we actually had on the NEC New York on TrainSimWorld 2020. Sunnyside Yard is also included. Amtrak's Acela will layer onto the route, as well as running between New York Penn and Trenton, stopping at New York Penn. Some will also call additionally at Metro Park 2. They've bolstered the amount of stopping Acela services on the route to ensure that we can experience it for ourselves. I'm just reloading the page because I don't think some of the photos have come through on that. Are they working? Yeah. We'll carry on. So they are going to be previewing this, as well as the Acela and the UP Heritage Collection next week. So that will be next week, a preview. There are bundles available if you are new to TrainSimWorld 3 and want a taste of US passenger or freight. More information on that, check out the big video that we did early this week of the US bundle coming out. Anyway, the Amtrak's seller, and this page is running. Oh, it's not even. No, it's not loading because everyone is accessing it. I got it and it didn't load properly, so I decided to reload, and now it's not loading fully. So bear with me for a few seconds whilst I wait for this page to actually load. I'm halfway through loading. It's a big update, and everyone is having a look at it. Everyone. The whole world. Because it's Train Sim World. The whole world is looking at this. What I'm going to do is I am going to be looking at it on my lappy toppy, just to see if I can get through to the road map a bit quicker. So let's have a look. Did that load? Ooh, it's loading very badly. Yeah, it's loading very slowly. So there's the Amtrak Acela. Amtrak Acela Iconic, launching 21st of Feb, again Tuesday. Images are there, so hopefully that's going to load, and maybe I will slot them in. At the moment I'm just using the images from the American content, but if there are any new images I will be slotting them in after I've recorded the audio. So it is the home route of Boston Sprinter, but that has got a new name, so I don't know why they're calling it Boston Sprinter. It's got a new name, but it is going to be upgraded to Train Sim World 3 skies and lighting, as well as an updated signalling system, all available for free if you own the existing route. But remember, if you've got Boston Sprinter but you've still got Train Sim World 2, you will not get the update. You have to be on Train Sim World 3 as well to get the update for free. The Union Pacific Heritage Collection, featuring 6 historic fallen flag liveries from the Union Pacific ST70 ACE and 6 new scenarios for an updated with Train Sim World 3 skies and lighting Sherman Hill route. Great pack for any US freight enthusiast, and loads of pictures there which I can't see because it's not loaded. So the liveries include Union Pacific number 1982 represents the blue shades of the Missouri Pacific, harkening back to the streamliner days of the 1940s mixed with their logo from the 60s. Art Deco on display ahead of the heaviest of duties. UP number 1983 is found in the green, silver and orange blend of the Western Pacific, the railroad's final colour scheme from 1979, the West's most popular railroad now seen across Union Pacific territory. Number 1988 changes tones with a duofold red appearance and a white star upon the nose in celebration of the Missouri, Kansas, Texas, otherwise known as the Katy, a Midwestern rail legend now on the Continental Divide. Number 1989 remembers the legendary Denver and Rio Grande Western, paying tribute to those who went everywhere the hard way. Give me a sec. I decided to kneel down and my knees are hurting on this floor. Paying tribute to those who went everywhere the hard way, with silhouetted mountains over the yellow and grey sides. 1995 number commemorates the diversity of the Chicago and Northwestern, a railroad which coined the phrase "safety first." Yellow streaks bordered by green accents make up this forward-thinking scheme. 1996 number incorporates the colours of Southern Pacific's most beautiful trains in the world. The famous daylight trains wrapped with red and orange stripes, interrupted by accents of white. The final merger for UP bringing early morning shades to the rails of Wyoming. There is a small chance any one of these will substitute into the regular Sherman Hill timetable too. Again, Tuesday, 21st of Feb. As well as the new lighting and skies coming with the Sherman Hill update, there are some visual improvements too, which they want to show us. First up, scenery on the turntable. Updated shipping container colours to be more prototypical, and these will be released in a patch prior to the 21st of Feb. The Niedertal Bahn, Bad Vilbel, Stockheim, developed by TSG Train Sim Germany, featuring the minty green DBB R628.2, which is the Deutsche Bundesbahn white and mint livery. And set in the early 90s, this route provides a lovely change of pace, travelling on single track through 13 stations in the German countryside. TSG will be providing more details on this route close to release in articles and live streams. The Link Rheinstrecke Mainz to Koblenz, just west of Frankfurt, stands a pretty large river, one which is the focal point of a pretty special railway. the Linker Rheinstrecker coming soon, including with the much anticipated DBBR 103 and the 110.3 in Orient livery. So that will feature the 103 in Deutsche Bundesbahn Trans-Europe Express livery, the 110.3 in Deutsche Bahn Orient red livery, the AVMZ and the BVMZ IC coaches in which with a red band, N-Wagen coaches and Karlsruhe Kabgar in DB White and Mint livery, the Shimzu 708 in TAD GS 959 freight wagons. Apologies as I've said them totally wrong. Can't wait to get our hands on that. Midland Mainline Leicester to Derby and Nottingham, developed by Skyhook Games. Well, this one has caused a lot of excitement, and I can't wait, and you too, to enjoy what promises to be an excellent route by Skyhook Games. Featuring both the East Midlands Trains BR Class 158 Sprinter Express or Express Sprinter. People call it the Super Sprinter. The Super Sprinter is a 153 or 156. The 158 is an Express Sprinter. And the BR Class 43 HST. There will be plenty of fun to be had. Dovetail will be inviting Skyhook on for their live preview of the route and working with them to get us some juicy screenshots for the next roadmap in March. So it's not going to be this month, potentially next month. Itching to get it in our hands. Next one, Peak Forest, Ambergate, Chinley and Buxton. Well, that was announced. The new steam route, a distinctly different, more rural feel than Liverpool Crew. Featuring the LMS Fowler 4F in BR Late Black livery and some of the incredible sights of the Peak District, including the iconic Monsell Headstone Viaduct. Oh my goodness, that's... Just having a look at the picture, that viaduct doesn't look like it's finished. There's a load of squares on it, unless that's just my picture's not updating. And as they did in the summit, they'll also mention that they've partnered with their friends at ViewApp to bring Tram Sim to consoles and Nomad Games to release Catan Console Edition. Trains World 3 core improvements, a progress summary on the core improvements are working on. This month there's a release date for the add-ons manager. What? Finally! Good news on red light issues and Spirit Steam Spads. In the immortal words of Fatboy Slim, we've come a long, long way together through the hard times and the good. And that, yeah, we can tell you the end is in sight. Hoping to give players a date today, but what? Wait a minute. It said at the top there's a date. Yeah. We have, look, this month we have a release date for add-ons. We hope to give you a date today, but a couple of issues mean no, you're going to find out next week. Allowing players to mount the content they need on the back end of their console before starting their game session, they've built a system which allows us to retain and play all our PlayStation add-ons without worrying about the 64 gig limit. They expect this to have a very positive impact on our console's performance, less crashing predominantly, with the most positive impact being seen by players of 8th gen consoles with lots of add-ons installed. Just a couple of quick notes on that. They will be disabling background add-on installation with this change, so players will need to restart their game session to see any new content that's been downloaded in the background. And they're still ironing out the final build for Xbox and PC platforms, so that will release when it is ready. So a quick summary, this will allow PlayStation players who are currently unable to play all their content due to the 64 gig add-ons limit imposed by Sony, the ability to do so due to some behind the scenes wizardry, you are able to do it. It is also likely slightly to improve that experience who are seeing crashing on some content too. Before Christmas, they talked about a core improvement to the pathing system whereby program the AI traffic, so to reduce the red lights. That is something that they are doing. A good example is 1 Papa 16 Didcot Parkway to London Paddington, where there is a 166 stuck blocking our way. So I've seen that. I've seen screenshots of that. It's not moving. So hopefully they're going to be fixing that very soon. SPAD improvements for Spirit of Steam, ready to be released in an upcoming patch. It will not hit the pre-American release patch, but hopefully it'll be the one after. Some of the areas of the roadmap, they don't have a substantial update for you, but there is a quick summary on the roadmap for you. So, pulse code cab signalling system on Northeast Corridor, New York to Trenton. So not all the work they do is shiny and screenshotable. They've talked to the team about the new pulse code cab signalling system. So prior to Harlem, cab signalling was done by interface from the upcoming signal aspect, and while this is mostly effective, it does cause some interesting errors. One example is where you're approaching a diverging junction on a reduced aspect. As you pass the reduced aspect signal, you will then be seeing the clear aspect. Just checking I'm still recording. After it resulting in an upgrade to clear far too early, and you're still running over the reduced speed junction. In reality, these systems are quite complex and utilise pulse codes transmitted along the track that are then received through the wheels by the trains. So starting with Harlem, they implemented a new system that was fundamentally based around these codes, as there's more flexibility to separate the aspect shown on a signal from the pulse code received by the train and shown to the engineer in the cab, thereby resolving examples like the one above. Harlem, however, was a relatively straightforward system, as it's almost entirely done via code change points and cab signals. There's really only occasional physical signals and they're either telling you to do what the cab signalling says or stop because the junctions are wrong. So while this was a big step forward, the New York Trenton route was going to need to take it a step or 10 further. So on the New York Trenton route, you've got a vastly more complex environment with trains that run up to 150 miles an hour and variable length track sections. So in many signalling systems, track sections and relative distances are standardized and predictable. But on the New York corridor, they could be as tiny as 90 meters and up to 1200 meters in length. So having a standard progression based on blocks just doesn't work. Imagine running 60 miles an hour, seeing a green, then over the next 4 signals, 90 meters apart, it transitions to red. Well, you're not going to stop, you're going to spad. Conversely, if you're on a 1200 meter block, you don't need as many signal blocks to slow down in. So the signalling system for the NEC needs to cater for this variability. And then also consider that depending on the exact path you're taking across junctions, that variability may apply then to straight on, might need fewer blocks to slow you down as they are longer, but changing road to the right may mean a lot more due to smaller sections. So to further add to that complexity, there's a big mix of both physical and signals. Physical signals and invisible code change points. So it's almost like the route is a hybrid of 2 systems, overlaid and working together. So the signal progressions need to make sense separately to what's happening in the intermediate code change blocks. Well, I'm confused, but it is an immensely complex system dating back many years and designed to allow rapid transit of trains without having to access modern technology. So what they've done is they gave us the old tech, and now they need to put the new tech in. It's going to be really difficult and complex, but they are doing it. So as a player running trains along the route, it's all hidden. You'll see the next signal aspect to follow and adjust your speed accordingly. All the complexity and depth of the system is going on behind the scenes using your RAM on your console, from the scenes to figure out what the best aspects to offer you to keep you moving as fast and safely as possible. So, Special Projects Team update. Work is nearly complete on getting this into our hands, HST livery designer compatibility. By way of an update, Dovetail wanted to show off some of the fun one of the team has been having. James, our screenshot and livery's king. He's pulled it out of the bag. So, I can't remember if I'm going to be putting this on constantly or only at this point, but anyway, there's some fantastic screenshots at Penzance with the Intercity 125 Swallow. We've got the blue Intercity 125 at Reading, and also confirmed that with this release, the dreaded 0000 numbering bug will be fixed. But it doesn't say when it's coming out. Other focuses. The team have also put the work into upgrading both the Boston Providence and Sherman Hill lighting and skies, and investigating some route introductions being incompletable, as well as the remaining achievements that are not behaving as intended. So, that's all the stuff from DTG. Third-party developer now. So, ScotRail. Post-launch feedback. They've been working with the team at Rivet to help consolidate our suggestions, and as part of their work on the route, they can confirm that they are looking at improving 385 setup changes, updated brake responsiveness, improving air brake performance and making stopping easier, increased responsiveness of the CPBC when using hotkeys, Moved contact signaler function to the GSMR phone for consistency with other trains, TSW trains. AI to player and vice versa handover is now working correctly, or will be. Train-wide doors can no longer be open whilst the AI is driving. Master key is now present after reloading from a save. Master key now has a turning animation. Passenger overcrowding and incorrect orientations have been resolved. External right cab door key is accessible now, or will be. All external keys now animate correctly. Added camera view specifically for the TMS. Oh, that's a good one. That's good. I don't know how you're going to do it on a console, but with a keyboard you'll probably press left or right. Removed cameras from trailer's passenger head out. Okay. Audio fixes. Running sounds updated. Wind noise occluded. Improved general audio mix. Removed chime. Updated audio occlusion. Fixed traction and braking issues. Improved transitions for traction motor notch volumes. Implemented inverter related audio effects. Updated track joint sounds. Improved volumes of running and traction motor sounds. So sourcing the audio will require a recording trip. So they are in discussions with ScotRail around organising this. So these improvements are all using the existing audio. So that would be cool. If Rivet and Dovetail get a proper ScotRail recording, that would be nice. Art changes. Added caution tape to inside the guard panel door. Updated door button graphics. Added inner axle hubs. Updated the first class livery. Added Gaelic branding to the pantograph unit. Gameplay and infrastructure changes. Improved expected station stop timings. Added Edinburgh Park stop to Dunblane services. Fixed routing for depot moves to and from Queen Street. Fixed signal emissives. Added missing neutral section signage. Added missing car stop markers to Haymarket. And then also route changes, improved darkness of tunnels, so more baking, added additional lighting to Waverley, added updated lighting to Eastfield and Queen Street, fixed missing sections of OHLE along the route, updated a station footbridge to add missing underside panelling, updated signage on Linlithgow, implemented 1 o'clock gun at Edinburgh Castle following further discussions. So as a note, the West Cornwall Steam Rail Tour add-on has been put on hold whilst Rivet focus on these improvements. There is no release date for these as yet at this stage, but a lot of the above has already been completed and is in the queue for testing. The team are also investigating an issue with players on PlayStation, their TMS system, and have submitted a fix for Dovetail to test. And they've already mentioned Skyhook's Midland mainline route above, so there is no further news on any of the other partners. They're getting their heads down and learning the toolsets. So, the roadmap. Dovetail game releases. We know that that is going to be 21st of Feb. The Nittertail Barn is new. We don't know what's happening with that yet. With Midland Mainline, no details and dates. Some core features and miscellaneous stuff is going on. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is a mammoth roadmap. Look at that, 23 minutes I've been talking. My throat is so dry and I want to go grab a cup of tea and continue working. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from LaMegaSim. Social media links are in the description below. But yeah, I will see you on the next video. This is MegaSim out of here. See you later, guys. Bye.